Hi, I'm Katrina, your Pilates teacher at KN Pilates. Today we will take a look at the 100 exercise. It's quite a basic exercise that you are very likely to find in most Pilates classes, and I'll just break it down, how to do it correctly, and the progressions from complete beginners to advanced. So let's begin. So for the 100, we will always want to find our neutral spine and pelvis to start with. So you might know where that is already intuitively, or you might want to go into a few pelvic tilts to just find that and maybe give the lower back just a bit of a mobilizing before coming into this. Yeah. So the 100 is a really great exercise just to strengthen the six-pack muscles, the rectus abdominis and the hip flexors, and it just works on endurance really. And also awareness of your lateral breath. Yeah. So once you find your neutral spine and pelvis, the first very basic version is to keep the feet on the floor. And we'll come into a curl up, so we bring the chin to chest, the ribs to the hips, and then draw the navel in just as much as you need to. So as I said in the centering video, you don't want to just squeeze the belly in for the sake of it. You just want to have that small connection as much as you need to. We then pulse the arms 100 times. We're not going to do 100 times right now, but the general sort of idea is to breathe in for about 5 pulses. So you breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't really relax down. I don't really focus too much on that. For me, it's more really focusing on breathing in for a few and out for a few, and sort of work a bit more with your natural breathing pattern rather than restricting it to 5 counts each. That might not be your natural breathing pattern. Yeah. If you're here, and this is quite new for you, you might find that after a while the neck muscles get very tired. The head is quite heavy. I would always suggest to bring the chin in as much as possible, just to lessen the strain a bit. Rather than being in neutral, the head pulls down much more here. But if you need to in the beginning, you can support the head with one arm, yeah, and then still pulse the other arm. So just to build up that strength in these muscles. And then after a few of those, then you want to swap the arm over just to even that out. And then maybe come back to both arms. So here we just want to make sure we're not pushing the back down. The lower back stays in near neutral, and then just draw the ribs towards the hips, and that's all that's happening here. Always focusing on the breath. Yeah. So that's the first version really. That's really your starter version for your 100. Then we can take it up into tabletop. So you know your tabletop. And same thing, to come into a curl up, chin to chest, ribs to hips, and navel to spine. And then we're here. Yeah. So going for 100. The next progression is to bring the feet and knees together and have the knees a bit further away from the hips. So the further away the knees are from the hips, the more difficult this is. And then you just go through where you can hold your neutral. So if at any point you find you're arching the back or your belly pushes out, you can't actually support that with your core muscles, then it's too difficult. So just concentrating on keeping that technique really good. And then as we're going through this, so eventually we want to get to the full 100. You can also turn the legs out. That's a nice variation as well. Yeah. And then relax down. So really going from having the feet on the floor, developing the strength of the abdominals and the neck muscles, the awareness of the breath, and then going into tabletop, and then eventually coming into the full extended version here. That's the full 100 here. Yeah. So that's your 100 exercise from complete beginner to advanced, and really work with the core muscles rather than thinking of, oh, I have to extend my legs all the way. That's the real exercise. That's not the point. You always want to really focus on the essentials, as always, your alignment, your breathing and your centering, and then work with that with a lot of awareness around those points. I hope that made sense. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and also share it with your friends. And I'll see you in the next video.